All right, hey everybody, and welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success. I want to say thanks for joining us here on the live stream. So today we're going to be talking about the built-in automated marketing feature that Zenfolio has, the Zenfolio client campaigns. We're going to be going through what the client campaigns are, what they look like. I'm going to show you how to make sure that you're enrolled in those. We're going to go through how they work, and then I'm also going to show you how to prepare for those client campaigns because they are coming up soon. You want to make sure that you know how to have everything prepared. Your price list is set up and good to go. Just to say hi to a few guys in chat already hanging out with us. We've got Craigslist, Kathleen Riley, Jorgen Beer, Blair hanging out with us. Kathleen says it's almost time to build an ark. It's raining every day, 1 to 2 inches. It snowed in northern Minnesota today. Wow. Hopefully you guys stay safe up there and get that ark ready in case you get too much more rain. But hey, Kathleen, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. As always, we got Richard hanging out with you guys in chat. So make sure you guys show Richard some love. He's going to be helping me with your questions. He's going to be answering you guys. Today is National Techies Day. Did you guys know that? It's National Techies Day today. So I read up on what that means. That means it's the national day to encourage your kids to pursue a career in the tech industry. So if you have young ones at home and they're into that kind of thing, why not go ahead and support them and encourage them to pursue a career in the technical field, technical industry. I think that's the way you say it, right? But today is National Techies Day. All right, as always, guys, if you have questions about Zenfolio, make sure to get those in the chat. You don't have to wait till I get done talking about what I'm talking about. Make sure you get those questions in the chat so I can get those answered for you guys live today. But before we jump into today's topic, I actually have a special guest who wanted to jump on here and talk to you guys about some of the side issues that we've been having. And so I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to her. This is Pam. She's the Director of Customer Service.
Hey, Robert. Thanks for having me. I'm here today just for one reason, and it's the answer to a question I personally ask myself hundreds of times a day. If I were our customer, what would I want? So when I saw a customer comment on the Facebook post promoting today's Zenfolio Live that we address the recent performance issues, I had my answer. To give you a little background, I've been at Zenfolio for over 7 years and took over as Director of Customer Support and Success about a year ago. Since then, it's been my mission to infuse the customer-first culture that we live every day in the support and success teams throughout the entire company, to put each of you, our customers, at the center of every decision that we make as individuals, as teams, and as a business. Fortunately, a change in ownership and in senior leadership has paved way for that. And over the course of this year, we've undertaken many large and much needed infrastructure improvements to address your number one need, which is a website that is reliably available to you and your clients. So that said, even with the vast dollar and person-hour investments that we've made, the sheer size and history of the Zenfolio system means a lot of these changes take time and new challenges can crop up, which actually brings us to today, or the last couple weeks. The basic fact is the vendor we vetted and chose as our primary storage provider let us down, which means we let you down. I can assure you, every single person you talk to on the support team feels this acutely. They advocate for you tirelessly. As a team, we take all of your comments and make sure everyone, from our most senior executives to our vendors, hear in your own words the immense impact these types of things have on you. Every discussion I have starts and ends with you, our customers. So for a technical breakdown, the timeline has played out like this. Around September 21st, one of our service providers had started adding some additional storage capacity at one of their facilities. An unexpected side effect of these changes was slow uploads and image rendering delays. We started working with them immediately to restore service via various hardware and software changes on their end, while our engineers simultaneously fast-tracked a failover solution that we had planned to roll out in mid-October. Now remember, this failover is just one of the many large infrastructure improvements our team had been working on over the course of this year. Each one of these improvements was prioritized and had to be carefully orchestrated to make sure the changes were integrated into our system without negatively impacting you or your clients. So we successfully rolled out the failover, and at the same time, our original cloud provider fully restored their services. This was Wednesday the 25th. We continued to monitor things closely for 2 days to make sure everything was working well. Then by September 30th, a totally new issue cropped up at the cloud provider. But this time, not only did it impact image uploading and rendering, it seemed to be slowing all site activity down. Frustratingly enough, we continued to see issues even after switching away the uploading of images from that cloud provider to our failover solution. So our engineering team worked closely with the storage provider, and by late last night, our cloud provider identified a condition on one of their storage sites that seemed to impact the rest of our system. This condition was causing the site to slow down regardless of whether we were actively writing images to that storage site or not. So they devised a solution, and we've seen market improvement with service levels restored to normal. And things have remained stable for the past 12 hours. But I can assure you the work doesn't end here. Even while addressing these recent performance issues, we've been actively working to add additional alternate and redundant storage providers to our platform. We will continue to assess and qualify alternate vendors who can meet our throughput requirements. Our number one priority remains to provide a stable and reliable platform for you to present and sell your work to your clients. We understand that delivering your product to your clients is the top priority, and we are working to improve that wherever possible. I really hope this gives you some background on this situation. I do want to say I remain fully available for follow-up questions. Please reach out via our email address, support@zenfolio.com, and put "Attention Pam" in the subject line so it's routed over to me. And I also want to note another change I've seen over the past year is our desire to be transparent to you, our customers. So I remain committed to that and will continue to do my best at interpreting the technical details from our engineers and relaying that information to you through our status page or via additional video chats like this. Thank you also for your patience and your understanding, and for continuing to trust Zenfolio to be your website provider. Back to you, Robert.
All right, thank you, Pam, so much for giving us that update. So guys, as she was saying, you can definitely reach out if you have additional concerns, if you have questions. I threw the email out in the chat for you guys. That's support@zenfolio.com. And if you want to go to Pam directly, you can put "Attention Pam" in there, and that email will be forwarded to her, and she can get back to you and answer any questions that you have. All right. So again, thank you, Pam, so much for taking the time to come on in and address that for us. I really appreciate it. But all right, guys, we're going to jump into today's topic, which is about the built-in automated marketing feature that we have. So we're going to go ahead and just jump right into this. So let me swap over here to my Zenfolio account. And then, so first we're going to talk a little bit about what are the client campaigns. What are these exactly? What am I talking about? Built-in automated client marketing. So these are actual campaigns that you can opt in and out of here in Zenfolio that are completely free to you, for you guys to use where for special occasions and holidays, our marketing team actually puts together a campaign. They create emails, they create the copy, they put all of that stuff together, and then on the day of that special occasion or whatever holiday it is that we're running a promotion for, they are actually going to market out to your clients for you. Now, we're not going to send it from us. It's going to look like it's coming from you. It's a whole system that's set up here in Zenfolio. I'm going to be taking you guys through that in a second. But on those dates, they're going to be actually sending mass emails out to your clients. If you want to be opted into it, the email is going to look like it's coming from you. It's going to have images from your galleries, from your clients' galleries. It's going to have your client's name. It's going to have all of that information in there, as well as coupon codes for your clients to go on your site and participate in that promotion, with the goal of driving up your sales during the holiday season. So it's definitely something really cool. I know that I don't have the time to sit around and come up with marketing plans and get a campaign together and get emails together and all of that stuff, let alone design a really nice looking email to send out. So these things are really nice because all you have to do, literally all you have to do to participate in this is to push a button and opt yourself in, which I'm going to show you where that's at here in a second. All right. So some of the holidays that we're going to be doing these for is Black Friday. That's November 26th. So we're going to be doing Black Friday. That is a 30% off for orders over $60, and it's going to have free shipping as well. And then there's a holiday wrap-up, which is December 9th, 2019. Of course, it's 2019. We're in 2019. But there's a holiday wrap-up. That's December 9th. That's going to be 30% off of orders over $60 and also free shipping. And then a new one that we actually haven't done is, previously, is the Last Chance Digital Sale. It's going to be December 19th, where we're doing 30% off, and the products included in the discount are going to be digital downloads only. So those are kind of the holiday dates, what the promotions are. Let's go a little bit more into how do you enroll in these. So if you're interested in participating in these, and again, I really suggest doing it. This is a big time saver for you guys, and it doesn't cost you anything. What you're going to need to do first is make sure that you're enrolled in these campaigns. And so in your account, you're just going to hover over your name up here. Let me get all that stuff out of the way. Hover over your account up here on the top, and then you're going to go right here to Accounts. And then once your menu loads there, you're going to go down here to the Selling, which is, again, hidden behind me here. Go down here to Selling, and then you're going to see where it says Free Client Marketing here. So you're going to want to click on Free Client Marketing, and this is where you can read a little bit of information about these campaigns. It's going to give you some details. You can actually click right here and view a lot more information about the campaigns. You can view samples of the emails that we'll send out. And there's also a preparedness checklist, which while I'm here talking about this, I definitely recommend that you click on this checklist and you read about these campaigns and how it works and how to be prepared and all of that stuff. But let's scroll on down because this is the important part. This is where you come and you enroll in these campaigns. Again, these are absolutely free to you guys. You don't have to pay anything extra. This isn't an add-on service. This is literally us doing all the work of marketing to your clients for you during the holiday season. So all you do is come down here and you can enroll in everything if you want. So you can click on enroll in all. That will enroll you in all of the campaigns, or you can come down here and pick and choose which ones you want. And so it actually shows you the details right here. It will tell you what it's applicable for as far as what countries are available. It'll tell you the promotion, and then it'll tell you the day that we're going to send out the email, as well as the last day to either enroll in this campaign or to join. So all of the details that you need to know about that campaign are right here on this page. And if you want to enroll in just one or two, you can come down here and say, okay, well, let's not do the Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but let's do the holiday wrap up and the digital download sale. So you can literally click these right here and just enroll in those two if you want, or if you want to just enroll in one, you can uncheck the others. So you have a lot of freedom here. Make sure, Guys, today, if you're interested in this or if you're not interested in this, make sure that you go check your settings, because I don't want you guys to walk away from here, get busy with life, totally forget about this, and then these dates hit and you're either like, man, I really wanted to be a part of that, or you're like, I was interested, but I wanted to kind of wait a little bit. Make sure that you go check these settings in your account today so you don't forget, and come in here and enroll in these and take advantage of these. All right, so this is where you enroll in these campaigns. And once you're in here and those dates hit, we're going to send those emails. Now, how do we collect the information of your clients to send emails to? So let me tell you how this happens, where we get this information to email your clients. So any one of your clients that have either created a client account by placing an order, or by creating a favorite set, or if they have gone through a visitor sign-in, or if they have been manually tagged to a gallery in the past 18 months by you, if they've done any of those things, they are going to be included into the client campaign. And that's how we get that information. Again, that's if they've placed an order, if they've created a favorite set, or just created a client account in your account, if they have gone through a visitor sign-in, or they have manually been added in by you, which I'm going to show you guys how to do that in a second, in the past 18 months. If they've done any of those things, they are going to be included in those client campaign emails if you are opted into them here on the free client marketing page. So again, I can't stress enough how important it is that you guys come here, you check these settings. You don't want to miss out on these. Like I said, I don't have time to sit around and design a whole marketing campaign. I wish I did. That's why I love these, because they're literally just the button that you click and you're pretty much good to go, as long as you have your account set up, which we're going to be talking about some of that other stuff here in a second. All right, so this is where you opt in. So let's talk about preparing for these, right? Because when these dates hit, we want to make sure that you are as successful as possible. And so in order to prepare for these, there's a couple of things that you need to know. One, how does that email look to your clients, and how can I make sure that I have the right name on that email for my business? I'm going to show you guys that. The next is how to make sure to have your price list set up successfully. Make sure that you have the products in there that you need. We're going to go through that. And then also to make sure that you have your price list priced correctly, so that when the discounts are applied through that coupon code that we email out, you are still making money, and we definitely do not want you losing money. All right, so that's some of the stuff that we're going to go through. So the first thing is your email, or your domain, your display name, because when we send these emails out, we are making them look like they come from you. And so one of the things that we use is your display name. That's the name that's going to be placed on the email. And so what happens is, a lot of times when we create our accounts in here, we go in, we create our initial account, we put in a name, and then we move on, we customize it, we upload a logo, and we totally forget about the display name because it's not being used anywhere on your site. So you need to know what your display name says, because that's what's going to be on the email. So on the back end where we're at, and again, if you're not sure how to get here, you're going to hover over your display name, or your username up here. You're going to click on account, and then once you're in here, go to the account menu button right here, and then you're going to come down here to display name and copyright. And whatever you have in this display name field is what's going to be on that email that we send to your clients. It's going to say from Zenfolio Live Photography, or thanks Zenfolio Live Photography, or basically this is the variable that's going to be used in that email that we send out. So your clients get this and it looks like it's coming from you. Now it's also going to use your email. If they respond back to it, those email responses are going to come back to you, just to let you know. Okay. So this is the first thing you need to check. This is something that you probably set whenever you created the account, and then moving through it, customizing things, setting things up, totally forgot this existed. Make sure that you come back and check this before the dates for those sales, because this is one that's going to be used. All right. So the next thing is, right now, before those dates hit up, you want to collect as much client information as you can so that you have as many of these sell emails going out The more emails go out, the better chance of this being a success for you, right? Guys, email marketing works, right? This is why the largest retailers on the planet still use email marketing. This is because email marketing works. And so that's why this is such a great thing to enroll in. And so what you want to do, again, is to make sure that you are collecting as much client information as you can. You want to make sure that visitor sign-in is not just turned on, but that it also is adding the sign-in information into your contact list. So that's where we're going to go next. So in order to make sure that that's turned on, you're going to go up here to Photos. And let me grab a sip of tea really quick. You're going to go to Photos. And then you're going to want to start turning visitor sign-in on. So you're going to come down here, and wherever you want to turn it on, wherever you know clients are going in, that's where you're going to be turning this stuff on. So if I want it on my client galleries right here, I'm going to click on client galleries, the group. And then once I click on that, we're going to go up here to, let me refresh it. My screen is slowing down a little bit. 1 second, guys. There we go. So we're going to go to the clients group right here. And then you would go up here to access right here. And then on the privacy setting, if you scroll down, there's a visitor sign-in option right here. And this is where you're going to turn on and enable the visitor sign-in. Now, I have this checked to be same as containing group, which means it's pulling the settings from my all photographs group. Now, in this case, as you can see, there's no sign-in required. So what I want to do is I want to uncheck this option, and then we're going to scroll down here, and we're going to say, yes, display a visitor sign-in page before entering the gallery. And then a couple of things you probably want to be aware of here. There are two options. By default, they're both checked. Personally, I don't want to get an email every single time somebody signs into one of my galleries. I don't really need to know that information. I don't want to have to go in and clean all of that out. So this first option right here, I always turn that off. I don't want an email every single time somebody signs into my gallery. So do yourself a favor. You might want to think about turning that one off. The second option, though, is really important that you have turned on, because this is what the value of using visitor sign-in is in. Whenever they do a sign-in, it automatically updates your contact list and adds the email address or whatever information that you're asking for in there. All right, so that's the option that you want to make sure you leave selected here. So once you have that turned on, the next thing down here is visitor messaging. So you can totally customize the message that your clients see. You can customize the verbiage that's in the little pop-up box. All of that stuff you can customize to say whatever you want it to say. And then scrolling down, these are the sign-in fields. Now, if you want to make the name required, you can. If you want to make the email address required or optional, you can. Usually, these are the two fields that I recommend using. If you want to ask for a phone number and have an additional question, you can. The two important fields are the name and the email address. That's what you want collecting. And then once you have that, you're just going to click Save. And you want to make sure that that's turned on for all of your galleries that you want to collect information from. Now, the cool thing about visitor sign-in is when it's turned on, when somebody goes through that, and I'll show you guys what it looks like in a second, but when somebody goes through the sign-in process, not only do you collect their information, it also tags them to the gallery that they did the sign-in process through. So just to show you, if I hit the preview button, I'm going to be going to this page right here, and actually it's not going to work here because I am logged into this account. So let me just save this, and then what I'll do really quick is I'll go to this clients group, I'll come up here to access, I'll go to sharing and get the link really quick, and then I'm going to go to a new incognito window really quick and show you guys, not that, because I apparently didn't copy the right link. 1 second. Let me copy that link. Sorry, guys. Go right here and copy this link. And then go File, New Incognito Window. This time, I'll paste in the correct link. And then this is what that visitor sign-in looks like. So it just asks for my name and my email address before I sign in to view the photos. So I would just go here, Robert, and then tab, zenvisitor@gmail.com. Now, what happens when I do that I get access to whatever's past that point. If this was a password protected gallery, I would also have to put in the password and all of that. This in case it wasn't, that would take me to my wherever I was going. And then what happens on the back end is that information actually gets collected and tagged to the gallery that I did that sign in through. So let me show you guys where that is. And then we'll also, while we're there, we'll talk about how to manually tag people into your email list here. So we're going to go to communications. We're going to go to contact list. And this contact list is basically made up of the people who have either placed orders, done a visitor sign in, created a favorites account, created a client account, anything like that. That's where all of that information flows and is stored. Now, I can filter this information and see what galleries these people are associated with. So if I go here, I can say, okay, show me only the people who are related to this folder, and do that. And then as you can see right here, there is me because I did Robert at Zenfolio, and there's that information right there. So there is all of that information right in here. And again, you can filter it if you want. Oops, my magic mouse not being so magical. You can filter it if you want to see all that different information. Now, this is also where if you have people who have not placed an order, people who maybe just don't have, haven't given you that information, but you have their email addresses. Maybe you have a different email list somewhere else. Maybe you're MailChimping or something like that, and you have a different email list. But you want to use the Zenfolio client campaigns, and you want to make sure that those people on that list get included. Well, what you can do is you can import them. Now, you can manually add a contact just by clicking Add Contact. You can put their email address in here, you can put their name, and then you can actually tag them and associate them with a gallery here if you want to. Or if you have a full list, you can import your list in here and manually tag the contacts as you import them. Now, one thing that's important to note is that your list has to meet a specific format, right? And so the best way to get that format is to just export your contact list from Zenfolio, and that will save a CSV file that you can then import into like Google Sheets or whatever you're using. So let me go into Google Sheets really quick. And let me just grab this contact list right here. And so this is the format that the list that you import has to be in. And so if I needed to add somebody, like let's say I need to add Kathleen in here, and I'm going to put her email address is Kathleen at awesome.com. All right. This is the format that it has to be. So if your email list is in this really crazy format, just copy the names in the email and put them in a format like this. And then what you can do is File, download your list here. All right, as a comma separated list. I'm just going to save it as contacts. And then we are going to import that into Zenfolio. So we're going to jump back over here. And then we're going to say import right here. And we can copy and paste a bunch of email addresses in here, or we can import that CSV file right here. So I'm going to go here to contacts and import that. And then what I'm going to do is also tag them with a specific gallery. All right, so we're going to tag them with this gallery and import them. And now that contact is in there. So now if I want to do, if I want to look for Kathleen, Kathleen is right here. She's been added and she's been tagged with the gallery. So if I'm opted in to those client campaigns, the emails are going to go out and Kathleen would get one of those emails with the gallery link and the information that she's tagged to. All right, so that's how you manually add people into that list if you need to. Now again, the other ways is if they place orders, if they create accounts on their own, if they do visitor sign in on their own, those people in the last 18 months, they're going to get the client campaign emails if you are opted into those. All right. Now, the next thing you want to do to prepare for these is to make sure that you have the promotional items added to your price list, and that your price list are set up successfully where when the discounts are given, you're going to get you're still going to make money, and you're definitely not going to lose money. Okay, so you want to make sure that you go to your price list and that you understand what those promotions are. Some of them are just discounts on whatever you offer. There is one that's specifically for digital products, and so you would need to make sure that your price list has digital products. So you're just going to go to selling, go to price list, and guys, I'll be wrapping up with this probably in about 4 or 5 minutes. So if you have questions, please make sure you get those in the chat now. I do have some email questions that I have to get to, but make sure that you get your questions in the chat so I can get those answered for you guys live today as well. But here we are in our price list, and let's just go to an engagement price list right here. Let's say that this is a price list. Primarily, we're an engagement photographer. This is one of our primarily price lists, and we want to make sure that we have all of the gift items and all of that good stuff in here that we want. All right, so you're just going to come through here, check your price list, go up to add products if you need to, make sure that you're using the same vendor, and start adding in your gift items and stuff that you want to add in there. So if you don't typically offer photo gifts, if you don't typically offer greeting cards or seasonal gifts, because we do have some new products in here, if you don't typically offer this stuff, it's a good time to click on those new products and maybe get those added. So maybe typically you don't offer ornaments, but for the holidays you want to add those in so that when these promotional emails go out, people can have the options to purchase those gifts. Now, the other thing that you might want to do in here as well is scroll down to your quick shop, because if you've automatically turned off, or if you've turned off the automatic option, then you'll need to come down here and make sure that you manually add this new stuff over. And with the holidays coming up, you might want to push those promotional items up to the top of your quick shop list so that they're the first thing that people see when they go into their galleries. So these are different things that you can do to kind of prepare for these sales coming up. Now, the last thing I want to show you guys is how can you check to make sure that your prices are set so that when the discounts are given, that you still have a good profit margin, that you're still making some money, right? The best way to do that, I know we're photographers, we're not mathematicians, but the best way to do that is to do a little bit of math. And I'm going to show you guys how I do it. I like spreadsheets because I can't remember everything. I like spreadsheets because I'm a visual person, like most of you guys. Using a spreadsheet lets me have that information right in front of my face. So what you're going to do is come into your price list, hit this export button, and that's going to let you export your price list as a CSV file. All right, now I've already done this. I have it saved on my computer, and I actually already have it pulled up in Google Sheets. So let me jump over here and in Google Sheets. Now, this half of the price list over here, I kind of created this earlier, but your export of your price list is going to look something like this. It's going to tell you what the product is. It's going to tell you the base cost of the product, your profit, how much the service fee is for that, and your selling price. And this is where you can do the math to figure out if that discount is 60%, will I still make money? Okay? And so what you're going to do is you're going to come over here and just create some columns over here like this. Make a new base price, make a profit one, a service fee, and a selling price. And then I put the discount up here because I want to be able to just change this number and it affect all of my results here. So the first thing I did was I put the discount amount up here. So for this demonstration, I'm just saying we're going to be working with a 30% discount. So I have 30% up here. And then what I did was, and let me just clear these out so you guys can, so I can show you exactly how I did it. All right. So the new selling price needs to be the selling price minus the discount. So in order to calculate that, what we're going to do is write a formula. I'm just going to go in here and let me zoom in on this really quick so you guys can see the stuff that I'm writing in here. So let me zoom in for you guys. Make it nice and big so you guys can see what I'm writing in over here. Oh, don't go back. There we go. Okay, so the new selling price, and all we're concerned about is the old selling price, but the new and the selling price right here. So the new selling price, this is going to equal, let me get my mouse out of the way, that it's going to equal the original selling price minus the original selling price times the discount. Okay? So that is the 30% off selling price right here. So if we take 30% off of our original selling price, this is how much that product would sell for to the client with the discount. And from this point, we can kind of figure everything else out. So the next thing is we need to figure out what the service fee would be, because the service fee is not going to be the same. The service fee is calculated off of the selling price. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go right here and we're going to say the service fee equals the selling price times 0.099. And that's going to give us our service fee. So that is the service fee for that cheaper selling price. And then the base cost obviously is going to stay the same for the product. So what I'm going to do is click here and I'm going to say this equals this base cost right over here. And so now we have all the information that we need to calculate and see what our profit would be for this product at a 30% discount. That way we know if we need to raise our prices to accommodate for this discount. So we're going to go here to the profit section and we're going to write the profit equals the selling price minus the sum of the base cost and the service fee. All right. And so now we can see what our profit is going to be based on that 30% discount. So right now with 30% off, and this product has a really high base cost and a really low selling price, but right now at 30% off, we're only going to be making $5. So this lets us know, like, man, I don't want to just make $5. I definitely need to raise my prices up a little bit for this, right? And the nice thing is that once you do all of that formula writing once, instead of having to go back and recalculate all this stuff, right, you're just going to take this and you can just select all of this. And then the one thing that you want to make sure of is that you are always referencing this discount cell right here. So we're going to go over here and we're going to put a $sign in front of the 2 so that it always represents or references that cell. And then we're just going to drag these formulas down. So now I'm going to select them and I'm just going to drag them down to here, do a Command D on my keyboard and bring it down. And now let me zoom back out really quick. All right. And so now you guys can see, once I have this set up, it's really easy to say, okay, what about a 60% discount? And it starts changing all of this. And this is where you can see, man, I am actually losing money at a 60% discount because this is actually costing me $3.29 because the selling price doesn't even cover the base price of the product. So guys, it's really important. I know we're photographers, but you have to understand this math in order for this to be successful. Just because you go in Zenfolio and you mark up your price list by 100, 200, 300% does not mean that that price list can sustain a 50 or 60% discount. You have to go and do the math to make sure that this is going to work out. Now, this price list that I use as an example has some really low selling prices. So this is not the greatest example, but just to show you guys how to do this math, this is what you would want to do. So this lets you know, like, man, I need to adjust my selling prices in order to sustain that discount. Now, 30% discount, we were fine. We were still making money on this, and that would probably be fine, but it's really good to just know this information. All right. Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to spend a lot of time here on the spreadsheet, but I wanted to make sure that you guys saw that. You can see how it works so that you know how to mark up your price list for these discounts that are going to be coming through. So based on that information, you would come back in here and you would go in here to your different categories and you would start marking things up based on the data on that price list. Now, probably what I would do is I would probably not do this on my original price list. I would probably duplicate a price list and save it as like a seasonal promotional price list so that you don't have to then remember to go back and change your price list. You just have to swap it back and forth between those two separate price lists. All right, guys, that's it for today's topic. Let me just save this really quick. Let me get back to the photos page. Let me say hi to you guys in chat that I missed. Let's see, we've got Blair, Stevens, Who else do we have here? Jorgen, Kathleen, Riley hanging out with us. Let's see. Richard says, what kind of tea is he drinking? I'm drinking green tea today. I went in. Normally I would be doing ginger tea, but I guess I drank the last ginger tea last week, so I'm down to green tea, which is okay with me. I mean, I'm not a tea snob or anything like that, so I definitely just am glad that I have tea to drink. Let's see, really quick. Kathleen said, is there a step to calculate shipping for the Google Sheet? Shipping depends. The shipping is so varied that because it varies by vendor, it varies by the product choices, it varies by the amount of products. And so that would be really hard to pinpoint into a single formula. It would probably take me a whole 20 minutes to explain that one. The good thing is most of those promotions, the shipping actually is free shipping on orders over $60. And so that's something that's good to remember. And then the shipping is also covered by your client, and it's an additional cost to them. All right, so that's something that's good to remember there. Okay, let's see. Charles says, please restate the link for when clients need to list their name and email to view the site. Please restate the link. Hey, Charles, not sure I understand what you mean exactly. Let me know if you can clarify a little bit in chat. I'd love to answer that question. Hey, if you're watching the recorded version of this, sorry, I didn't mean to yell on the mic. I tend to do that every time I do this bit. If you're watching the recorded version of this, I'd love to have you come hang out on a live stream with me, but I know not everybody can just drop what they're doing Thursday, hop on YouTube, and hang out with us and chat with us, which is why I'm really thankful for those of you guys who are here week after week, hanging out with me. You guys are amazing in the chat. I love to see the positive community that always happens there. You guys are just awesome. But I really appreciate those of you guys who watch the recorded version of this as well. If you have a question that you'd like for me to answer, there's a link below this video in the description. It says questions for next week. You can click there, put a question on our user forum, and I will answer that question on the following week, which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to grab some email questions. You guys that are watching live, hanging out with us, if you have questions, let me know. Get those in the chat. Let me get over here and grab an email question really quick. Let's see. So the question here says, where do you recommend I put coupons? I don't want them on my site. I just want to give them out to the clients who have worked with me before. Right, so this question's a little hard to answer because I don't know the specific scenario, because so many people do things so differently that I'm not sure I understand what kind of coupon you're giving. So if you're giving a coupon because, hey, we just did a shoot, here's a gallery, and I'm giving you a coupon because I want to give you a discount for your purchases or whatever for that. I would put that discount in the email that you send to your clients, just in this email right here. So use the gallery email feature and put that coupon code in this email for your client when you're actually sending them the link to their gallery. That's where I would put that coupon. Now, if you're just doing your own email blast, if you're doing an email marketing for yourself and you just want to be like, hey, everybody, this month I'm going to be giving 20% off of, whatever products or whatever you want to say, and you just want to do a mass email, that's going to be, you don't need to put that email or that coupon code on your website. Just go to communications, go to your contact list, select the people that you want to email blast that out to, and then put that coupon code in this email right here and email it to them. You don't have to put the coupon codes up on your site. I prefer including those in the emails that I'm sending to my clients because I'm sending them an email anyway, so why not go ahead and include that coupon in there as well. So that's my preferred method of doing it. Let's see. Charles says you started from the top menu, a drop down to get to the page where people could check or uncheck boxes. Gotcha. All right, Charles, that's visitor sign in. All right, and you can enable it in a couple of places. This always applies to your gallery. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to either your group, whichever group you want to turn this on for, or if you just want to turn it on for a specific gallery, you're going to go to whatever that is. So let's say that in my seniors gallery here, I haven't emailed this out, and I want to make sure because I know that maybe this is a senior model, right? Maybe this is an ambassador for me, and I know she's going to be sharing this gallery out with friends and with family, and I want to capitalize on that by capturing those emails. So what I can do is go to that gallery, click on it right over here, and then you're going to go to Access. And then it's just under where you put the privacy settings in. So here are the privacy settings. You're going to scroll down and it's going to say visitor sign in, and it might be linked to what the group already has. You can uncheck that option if you want, and then you can say, okay, I know this group that this is in doesn't have visitor sign in turned on, but for this particular gallery, I want to have visitor sign in turned on, and you can turn that on right here. Again, strongly recommend turning off this first option. You don't want an email every single time somebody does that visitor sign in. Unless you do want an email, then leave it on. Personally, I've already got enough emails to deal with. I turn that option off, but make sure that the second option, the automatically update your contact list, is turned on. That is what adds the information that's received into your Zenfolio account, which makes it valuable for you because it's collecting it and tagging it to this gallery for you. So again, just to quickly go back, that is under Access right here. And then you're going to go down under this and go to Visitor Sign In and set up the options right here. Make sure that once you do that, you click the Save button, because I forget sometimes and I hit Cancel or I hit the X and those changes don't save. So make sure you hit the Save button right here. Yes, hashtag Kathleen knows best. Kathleen is amazing. So I don't know where Roxanne is at or where Forte has been in a while, but we've got some really amazing people that hang out with us week after week in chat who are just phenomenal people. Kathleen being one, Roxanne being one. Richard's pretty cool. Craigslist is pretty cool. I'm just kidding. You guys are awesome, man. You guys in the chat are amazing. You guys who hang out with me week after week, I really, really appreciate you guys. Okay, great question though there, Charles. Let me grab another email question. Guys, if you have questions, get them in the chat. We've got like 13 minutes left, so plenty of time to answer some questions. I'm going to grab another email question. Let's see. I like that I can put my images on a grid on the homepage. Can I put galleries on the homepage too so they can click on them and explore each one? How can I let them know it's a gallery and not just an image? All right. So yes. You can show a grid on your homepage rather than just having a slideshow. And that grid can actually utilize a group. So let me show you guys what that looks like. It's actually really useful because it's kind of a way to do like a portfolio preview. So what I'm going to do is we're going to come over here and I'm just going to scroll up. And you guys know that I like working in multiple tabs. Anytime you're working on customized view for your site, you're going to want to work in multiple tabs because you're always going to want to come back and reference something. And frankly, it's really annoying to me to have to use the back button. Lazy, I know, but it's really annoying. I like to keep multiple tabs open. So the way I always work on my site when I'm doing customizing to the visitor view is I like to go hover over website, right click on customize website and open that in a new tab. Now what that did is that actually gives me two tabs. I have the edit view, which is what I call this view. I think that's what we're still calling it. It's what I call it. Edit view open, and then this is going to give me customize view where I can actually customize my website, and it's nice and easy because I can jump back and forth in these tabs like this. I'm using Google Chrome. If you guys don't have Google Chrome on your computer, I definitely recommend downloading Google Chrome. By far my favorite browser. Google doesn't sponsor me to say that. And it also gives you additional upload features, which lets you upload folders into Zenfolio. There's a video on our channel that goes into that if you are interested in that. But that's the browser that I'm using. Okay, so we have these two tabs opened up. Let me just get this back up here. So let's say that on our homepage, we want to show a grid. All we need to do is choose the grid homepage layout. So we're going to go up here to layout. There are presets that use the grid layout. You can definitely see them and select them down here. Keep in mind that changing a preset does not just affect your homepage. This is going to affect your entire website. So if you're just wanting to change something on the homepage, preset is not the route that you want to take. You want to change the individual layout that's applied to your homepage. So I'm going to cancel out of this, and we're just going to go up here to layout. And then if we scroll up to the top, that is where we have our grid layouts. I'm going to choose the photo grid right here, and then we're just going to hit that apply button that is down here in the bottom, hidden behind everything. So we're going to apply that. And it's probably going to make this look strange. There's no content showing up here. It looks like I've completely destroyed my website and started over from scratch. This is where we're going to go in and add our content. Now, if I just want to show photos on here, I can say grid content, go to grid options, and then the selected content right here, click this. This is what are we going to be using to provide content for our homepage grid. And if I just want images on there and I don't want anything else, I can just choose a gallery, go to select, hit apply down at the bottom, and then it's going to display those images here on my homepage in a grid of however I kind of have it set up. Now on that grid, I can go to grid options, and I can make it to where when somebody clicks on a thumbnail, they go to dim the lights for that photo, they open up the photos page, or it does nothing. But let's say that you want to show galleries on your homepage, and then when people click on them, you want them to actually go into the gallery, but you also want them to know that these are galleries. All right, so there's a couple of ways that you can do this. The easiest one is just to select a group for your grid content. So we're going to go back up to grid content. We're going to go to grid options, and we're going to go back up here, and we're going to hit select. And this time, instead of selecting an individual gallery, I'm going to select a folder, or a group is what we like to call them in Zenfolio. Now, that one's probably not the best example. Let's see. I don't know if I even have my old portfolio stuff up here. Okay, so I'm going to select this folder. And when I select that, what that's going to do is now it's going to show the cover photo for each one of those galleries. If that folder or that group had more galleries in it, there would be more photos in here. So just to give you a quick point of reference, let's jump back to Edit View. And what we were currently looking at was basically the visitor view of this group. So that's what we were looking at right here. So just to show you, if I grab this homepage gallery, and if I just hit the little move button right there, and I move it into this, all right, and then we jump back into the previous tab, and we do a refresh, now we're going to have a new image on here because that homepage gallery is in here, and it's going to show that homepage. Okay, so just to give you a point of reference, that's what we're looking at right now. All right, so now your next question was, how do I let people know that these are galleries, that they can click on them? Well, you can show the titles. Okay, so what you can do is go back up here to options, go to grid options, go to thumbnails, and you can say, you know what, let's show the title, but let's not do it on a hover overlay. Let's actually do it on an overlay, and let's set the text to be centered. So once you do that and you apply it, it's going to actually show the titles of those galleries on an overlay right there. So like it says homepage, it says Zenfolio Live, blah, 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 whatever. So doing that, you'll definitely want to think about the way you title your galleries. And just to show you again, if we go back into Edit View, right, and if I come here and I go to this engagement photographer gallery, if I click on that and I go to the details and I go here and I just say engagements and I save that, it's changed the title of that gallery. So now if I jump back into customize view and we do a refresh up here, now the title's going to change and it's going to show engagements as the title right there. All right, so that's how that works. Also, the order of this is all dependent upon how you have these galleries organized within that group. So if I go back to this group and I go in here and I grab these galleries and I start moving them around, right? So if I grab this one and move it up here, jumping back over to customize view, refreshing, that has now changed the order of the galleries as they appear here. Okay, so that's the simplest way to do this, right? That's the simplest way. Hey, Darren, thanks for jumping on. Really appreciate you saying hi. I know you're going to be scrolling back, but hey, thanks for saying hi and jumping on. I really appreciate you hanging out with us. Okay, so that's really the simplest way to do that. Okay, now the other thing is if you want, you can actually create custom thumbnails for your galleries and they'll show here. So in your account here, what you're going to do is, I don't know if I have anything to show. Let's see. Let's see. What do I have in here? Let's say that I created this image in Photoshop and it says, just use your imagination with me. This is an image I created in Photoshop and it says Robert's engagements, or in my engagement portfolio, actually on the image. I took the time and made like a really fancy looking cover thumbnail. I don't necessarily want that photo appearing in the gallery, but I want that showing on my homepage so that people can see this as a gallery they can click on. So what you can do is, what you want to do is hover over the image that you want to use, right click on it, and you're going to say, I want to, where's it at? Up here. Select this as a cover photo, and I want that to be a cover photo for the engagements gallery that I'm showing on my homepage. You're going to assign that there. All right. Now, make sure that that photo is public. That photo was in a private gallery, but that photo has been set to be public. It's assigning it as the cover thumbnail right now. So now when I'm on the engagements gallery, I can actually see that it's the cover thumbnail right there. So if I hop back over here really quick, do a quick refresh, now that's the cover thumbnail. And I could create some really cool customized cover thumbnails with the words across there. Click here to view more of my engagement photos, or whatever I want. So you can do a lot of really cool stuff using this with the grid and really set this page up to look really cool, with options for people to explore your various portfolios right here on the homepage. So it's a great question. I'm glad I got to answer it for you guys. Great question. Hopefully that helped you understand how to use that grid. All right, guys, we have like 3 minutes left. Let me make sure I didn't miss any questions from you guys there in the chat. I think I'm all good on the questions. Let me grab a sip of water because my throat is going downhill quick. All right, 2 minutes left. Let me see. Is there a question over here that I can answer in 2 minutes? Perfect. What exactly is the point of setting a gallery to expire? So if you guys didn't know, you can set your galleries in Zenfolio to expire. You just click on it, go up here to access, go to expiration, and you can put an expiration date right here and then set a date. And what happens is when that date hits, what Zenfolio does is we actually turn that gallery to private. We don't delete the photos. It's just set to where nobody can access it outside of your Zenfolio account. Now, the purpose to doing that is because it lets your clients know you only have a limited time to use this gallery. It gives you a way to help them place orders sooner rather than later and not just expect their images to always be there on your website. So it is a really, really good way to kind of put a fire. Don't, maybe I should use that. It's a good way to encourage your clients to hurry up and buy their photos and not expect you to store them forever for them, just to come back and buy at their leisure. Because if you let clients know, or if you make clients think that they have all the time in the world to place their orders, they are going to take all the time in the world to place their orders, and nobody wants that. All right, guys, we have about a minute left. I, again, just want to say a big thank you to Pam for just taking the time out of her busy day. I know she's extremely busy, for coming on and just giving you guys that message and just giving you guys an update on what was going on. I really appreciate her doing that. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. So Kathleen, Charles, Darren, Richard, thanks for hanging out, moderating the chat, doing such an awesome job. Blair, Stevens, anybody that I missed, Jorgen, Craigslist, all of you guys, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Hey, make sure today, this weekend, sometime you go out, you encourage somebody, you help build somebody up. You are a positive force in this world. And remember, guys, we are not all promised tomorrow. Like, this is the only day or the only moment right now that we are actually promised. So make sure that you are living your best life, that you're doing everything you can to be a good, positive person, and that you are just promoting positivity, and that you are living your best life and not having excuses not to live your best life. I want to say thank you guys again so much for hanging out with me today. And don't forget, Site Review Tuesdays coming up. So every Tuesday we do a site review. And until next week, I hope you guys have a safe and wonderful weekend. And I'll see you guys all again next Thursday. Hey, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you click that subscribe button. And if you're watching the recorded version of this and you'd like to learn more about Zenfolio, I recommend watching some of the videos that you should see popping up on your screen.